Well, yeah, I think that's something I'm pretty passionate about. Especially being a part of this workforce development thing, and that we started that in like 2007, and there has been a slow but steady realization in the education community that it's not a good idea to try to push everyone to college, and it's really shameful to insinuate or imply that a person will not be successful unless they go to college. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it is shameful that some parents have that in their mind and they convey that to their kids. Some kids, that's just not the best path for them. Mm-hmm. I know Elon Musk has actually become a big advocate of, he doesn't care what degrees people have, it's what can they do.
I know Google and Apple and Amazon or somebody a few years ago dropped the college requirements on their applications.
Right. There's getting to be momentum there, but there's still probably not enough. There's still, I think, a lot of people go to college without purpose, mm-hmm. and I think that's pretty unproductive. But the image of manufacturing is a very technical skill, a very technical field, and there's a lot of opportunity of it. There's certainly some career paths into manufacturing that would align with a college education, and there's other career paths where that wouldn't be necessary. In our own engineering department, it is a good example. We have some that are degreed and some that just have a wealth of knowledge and experience, and
a natural gift to pick it up.
Yeah, there's people that are just wired with that gifting, and they've developed it. And the people at the top of the one individual that heads our engineering department, he doesn't happen to have a degree, but he's good with people. He understands the technology. He has a wealth of knowledge, and he's the right guy for the role. Mm-hmm. So it's all merit-based. It's not credential-based.
I remember you had introduced me to some folks here in the community that were in the education space, and in a small group of folks, they actually admitted that some of the senior educators at a university level, well-known university here in town, I won't name, that they had actually had, dinner conversations over how ethical was it to graduate all these people with, I'll pick on an English degree, when there was more people graduating with that degree than there was demand for it. And they were actually wrestling among themselves, like, is that even ethical to allow that?
Yeah, and our education system has not been on the right track. And people actually are starting to talk more and more about that. But for years, we've talked about our runaway healthcare cost. Well, the education cost has been on the same trajectory, and the ROI of graduating people with degrees that there's no return on that investment is kind of sad. And to be honest, we get a lot of people that apply for jobs with us for our apprenticeship program that come to us with degrees that are not marketable, mm-hmm. and they're happy to take the entry-level apprenticeship job.
Because it's paid as well as whatever else, and better than what they can get somewhere else.
And sometimes they got the degree in something that they realized, well, I was kind of interested in that, but
it wasn't
that history degree. I don't want to be a teacher. I love history. Yeah. Well, what do I do with that degree? I don't want to be a librarian or a mm-hmm. or a teacher. So, maybe. So,
the first time I really became aware of how you felt about this was actually I think you were actually interviewed by one of the local TV stations, and then some of your people were interviewed, and some people out at Toyota, and the whole news report was on this idea of, could somebody without a college degree make more than somebody with one? And they interviewed a couple of your people and a couple of young people at Toyota that were making more than their peers that had gone to college and in some cases substantially more than their peers that had gone to college.
It can happen. The key is to get in the area of your gifting, what you're going to be passionate about, what you're interested in, and apply yourself. And there's simply some degrees and career paths that the upside's not that strong.
Speaking of giftings, you guys also do an assessment of that as people are coming into your company. You want to talk about that for a moment and why that's important to you?
Yeah, we use a couple of different tools to try to understand that person's slant and to not be trying to put a square peg in the round hole.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of A Leader's Journey podcast. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to our channel.